Looks like we made it here in one piece.
Hey, I think that might be what we're looking for.
Is this the so-called legendary instrument?
Actually, I think it's one of the freight train parts that I was using for a sword.
I'm sure anything will be fine. We should take it.
I'm not so sure. How's this?
I see.
Great! Huh? Hmm?
Agreed.
Dohalim.
I can't believe you managed to shoo off that irritating bard.
Had we brought him along, it would have livened up our journey considerably.
You know, maybe you're right. We could have hit it off.
Yeah, and the two of you could be irritating together. We've reached our destination. We've reached our destination.
Looks like we made it here in one piece. You guys want to rest here?
Not this way, I guess.
We've reached our destination.
You guys want to rest here?
We've reached our destination. Let's keep our eyes on the prize.
Everyone still in one piece?
Yep. I barely worked up a sweat.
In a bind? You're finished! Make it rain! Rising water!
Frozen!
Hammer!
Glacial Spear! Pierce evil!
Rising water!
Here goes!
Lunar Roller!
I'm
free! Why can't they just sit still? Saar, can you take care of this?
No sooner said than done!
Here I come!
Here!
Glacial
Spear! Pierce evil!
An astral art?
That's my cue!
Shut him down! Take this! Look up! Lunar Rondo! No, it's not a chance! Mirage! Demon Fang! No escape!
Barely a blip on our radar. Looks like we made it here in one piece.
It's like my hands aren't responding anymore.
It's because they're cold. Just a natural reaction.
Thanks for waiting. Eat as much as you like.
Dohalim, care if I hang out for a while? You worried about what's going on with Menancia?
What makes you think that?
Well, you were speaking to Kisara earlier, weren't you?
It's rude to listen in on others, you know.
Sorry. I didn't hear what you two were actually talking about, though. I just figured it was Menancia since it was the two of you.
I am but a former lord who has abandoned his post. I'm no longer in a position to lead the realm in any capacity whatsoever. Yet Kisara still seeks out my opinions, knowing full well that is the case. This despite the fact I am no longer her master either.
Couldn't it be precisely because you're not her master anymore? It's natural for friends to want to hear each other's opinions.
I hadn't considered that possibility.
It's funny what you miss sometimes.
Hardly uncommon among artistic types such as myself. When lordships are decided based solely on one's astral energy, it can lead to funny results.
But even so, you still took your job as lord seriously, didn't you?
Certainly. I learned to perform my functions. However, I was less interested in ruling, so much as avoiding life and death decisions. Of course, such a mentality in the end led only to sickening pain and death taking place elsewhere out of sight. I pretended not to see or hear any of it, content to let our supposed peace and equality keep me blind and deaf to reality. I was a fool.
But you're making amends.
I would like to think so. The path ahead is dark, yet I still walk on. I merely pray that I shan't fall down any holes along the way. Do you mind watching our camp tonight? Shall we get moving?
We've reached our destination.
Can you take care of this?
No sooner said than done.
Here I am!
Astral energy!
Say no more!
A comfortable win.
We've reached our destination.
A comfortable win.
We've reached our destination. We've reached our destination.
We've reached our destination.
Looks like we made it here in one piece.
I'd like to check... their wares, if you don't mind.
We've reached our destination.
I can't wait to start making our meat.
Ooh, we having something new to eat?
Yep, now that we have all the ingredients.
Something feels odd here. Be on your guard.
Gotta break through! Engaging! Take this! Rising water! Fire support!
Going in. Pierce evil. Fire it all.
Here, let me out. Take this! You're finished! Take this! Too fast!
Stand back. I'll turn it up.
Make it break!
Shoot! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Barely a blip on our radar.
Right, here goes! Bring him down! Your armor won't sit down! My shield piercing roll! Rising wyvern! Lunar Rondo! Fire support! Swallow blade!
Glacial spear.
Rising wyvern! Lunar Rondo!
Make it break! Astral energy!
Say no more!
Any injuries?
It can hide itself? Amazing! The rebels! Stop now! Damn it!
This one's mine! Make it break! Astral energy! Full throttle!
Not a chance!
Time to shine! Radiant flame! Waterfall!
You're mine! You're finished!
Lunar corruption!
Piercing Not
roll!
today!
War for the Empire!
Take this!
Let me have
You're
it!
finished!
On guard!
Soda! Come quietly!
Tiger blade!
Tear!
Radiant
Hurricane
field!
thrust!
Time to shine!
Tear! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
My astral energy!
Look sharp!
Healing torso!
Down! You're out!
Someone win! Soaring Light Spear!
Mega ray! Lightning orb!
You're mine! Wind! Hurricane Thrust!
Tiger blade!
Hurricane
Their
Thrust!
arcs were interrupted!
Does it!
No further! Here I come!
Glacial fire! Arc shield! Free blazer!
Ignite!
Not on my watch! Where are you going?
You won't make a fool of me!
Thunder field!
Rising Wyvern!
Raging
Mirage!
cascade! Cover!
Dragon Swarm!
I don't feel so hot.
You should sit this one out then.
And miss all the fun.
It's too much!
No way.
Whoa! Tiger blade! The healing arc! First aid! Thunder field! Raging
I owe you one.
On guard! Sleep now! I'll heal you all!
Dragon Swarm!
Tiger blade!
An astral arch?
That's my field!
Shut him down!
Glacial Spear! Pierce Evil!
Dragon Swarm!
Freeze Lancer!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Purge Blade!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade! Now! You're mine! It's over!
Now enough!
Demon Fang!
In a bind?
Here I come!
Glacial Spear! Pierce Evil! This one's mine!
You're mine!
Freeze Lancer!
Rising Wyvern!
More with that!
Demon Fang! What did you do?
Now!
Remove!
Astral Energy!
Say no more!
That was a little close for comfort.
She sure spared no expense on her castle.
This must be...
The captain's quarters. The presence of the spirit vessel and the sheer extravagance on display can leave no doubt.
There's no one here.
Yeah, but I doubt she's out for a moonlight stroll. You think she jumped ship and ran away again?
I doubt it. The conniving witch is probably up to something.
Agreed. In any case, as long as she hasn't suddenly sprouted wings, she has to be somewhere on the ship. Let's keep looking.
What's wrong, sweetie? Is something scaring you?
Maybe he just doesn't like being in her room.
I think there's more to it than that. What could it be?
The way this key's been placed, it's like she's daring us to come find her.
Yeah, like it's all some damn game to her.
Is this the ship's cargo? What a pain. I can't see anything past all this stuff.
Be on your guard.
Gotta break through!
You got spirit!
I can carve through armor! My shield! You're on! Demon Fang! You're finished this year! Rising Wyvern! No escape! Demon Fang! It's over!
Glacial Spear!
Take it, Ray!
Astral Energy!
Say no more!
Any injuries? What could this be?
Seriously? Is this a joke?
Take this!
Shoot them out of the sky!
I'll smash you!
Thunder field!
Aim for the weak
Blade,
point.
go!
Mirage!
Did you see this coming?
Healing circle!
I owe you one.
Sleep now!
Take this!
Lunar corruption!
It's over!
Lunar blast!
Take it!
Meteor!
Raging
done!
Far enough!
It's weakened!
Sleep now!
This ends now! Here I come! You're finished!
Thunder field!
Can't get out of this!
Looks up! Lunar
It's over! You're mine! It's over!
Hurricane strike! Lunar corruption!
Rising water! Hurricane strike! Hurricane jump!
Sleep now!
Take this!
Searing tempest!
You're finished! I can carve through!
Going in!
Going in! Thunder blade!
I'll take you all on! Ha! Flare the Malisa!
And again!
Here I come!
Mega ray!
It's over!
Annihilation!
Here I come!
Mega ray!
You're
Raging
finished!
tempest!
Going in!
Strike!
Igneous! This one!
Strike! You're
Where are
finished!
you going?
Hurricane strike!
You're mine!
Look sharp!
Here's a healing arc! The water... First aid! Magic! Tidal wave! Hurricane strike!
Take it!
Make it
right! Remember!
Astral energy!
Say no more! This should make for some good weapon crafting material. Did that get rid of the barrier?
We'll just have to go back and check.
Gotta break
Here,
through!
let me...
Bring him down! Eat them!
Anything in armor is all mine!
Glacial spear!
Armor won't save you!
My shield!
Look sharp!
We're not finished! You're mine!
Glacial spear! Here's evil!
Anything in armor is all mine!
Enemy wields arcs too.
We'll soon see about that!
This one's mine!
Now!
Seems about right to me.
If Almeidrea's not in her own room, just where the hell is she?
It's possible she may be on the bridge, but I would guess that she's waiting for us elsewhere on the ship.
Which means she's most likely chosen a place where she'll have the advantage in a fight.
Be careful, guys. I came from an entire family of Danon mages, and that woman murdered all of them. All on her own. I hate to say it, but she's an incredibly powerful astral artist.
We already know she specializes in controlling wind astral energy. But on top of that, she might try to sick that monster on us again, too.
Right. To that woman, life itself is just a toy for her to play with. Let's make sure we put an end to it. One last place to look. Straight ahead.
Almeidrea.
There she is! Almeidrea!
But all alone? Watch yourselves. She's probably planning something.
I was getting rather tired of waiting around. Oh my. And I see you came along as well, Danon Witch.
Almeidrea.
What's this? I thought you couldn't stand the sight of me. Go on, little one. Show me the full force of that hatred of yours. Otherwise, run and hide like the rat you are.
That's enough! How can you smile while causing pain to so many others?
That is the way of those who possess great power. The very way we Renans live by. Those with power set the example, and those without are forced to obey. Though you two seem to have forgotten that's the way these things work.
And you really think that justifies your actions? You turned all those people into a hollowed sea!
What foolishness. It's only natural that the fate of a slave differ from that of its owner. Very well, I admit I did fan the flames just a tad back in the ends. But it wouldn't have mattered in the slightest if there hadn't been a spark to ignite. Without it, my actions would have been fruitless. Ultimately, it was their very own burning hatred that laid them to waste. To say it was all my fault is simply laying blame at the wrong feet.
No one's perfect. We all have darkness in our hearts. But the atrocities that you've committed, they're unthinkable! Your heart is nothing but darkness!
What a fool! To think time and time again you would challenge Renan authority without so much as an inkling of how things actually work. Such ignorance is why your kind has been enslaved for 300 years.
Almeidrea.
Well, if it isn't Lord Dohalim.
These people are my allies and friends. I won't let you insult them so.
My, what a shock. I never would have expected you to claim mere slaves as your companions. If I didn't know any better, I would question your noble lineage. Oh, how far the mighty have fallen. A traitor such as yourself hardly deserves to be called a lord.
You are nothing compared to Dohalim.
Rinwell.
He would never stand by and laugh. His people hollowed!
Ha! What does it matter? You're descended from those who allowed the power and knowledge entrusted to them to wither away. Your pitiful family may have feared it, but I do not. That knowledge and power is all mine to command. And now, you will witness what that power's truly capable of! Nesmold! Enjoy your meal! success. But eyes, child. Let me reunite you with your parents.
Shut up! I'm gonna take you down if it's the very last thing I do!
That's right. Loathe me. Every step brings you closer to being me.
You're wrong! You're wrong! I'm nothing like you! This one's mine!
You're mine!
Look sharp!
This one's all mine!
Go in! Water!
I'll crash you!
On guard! Sleep now! I'll be saving this one! Radiant, here! Ready!
You're mine!
Annihilation! Shining!
Take this!
Annihilation!
It's over!
Hear me!
You're on!
Take it!
Dragon Swarm!
Tiger Blade! Confiscated! Hurricane Strike! Lunar Production! Going in!
Rising Wyvern!
Go big on!
Take it! Take it back!
Too shy to come
You're
over!
on!
Here! Power of water! This one's raging to the
Try
heel!
harder! I owe you one!
Glacial Hurricane! Field!
Eat this!
Hurricane Stay away!
Here I come!
Here's evil!
You're finished!
Can't get out of this!
You're mine! You're finished!
Hurricane by the power of water! Hurricane
Take this! You're
This
finished!
one's mine! I'll be saving this one! By the power
You're
of
mine!
water! Raging Orb! Here, let me help!
Dragon Swarm!
Lion Power! Hey, Lion here!
You're mine! It's over! Soaring Lightning!
Flame of Sleep Ride! Stop! Here's the evil! Freeze Lantern! So, war with that hand!
Take this!
This one's mine! Raging Cascade! Annihilation!
How about
this?
You're mine!
Field!
What's she doing now?
She's infusing her beast with more power.
Get ready!
I owe you one!
Down! You're on!
Rising Wyvern! Tiger Gate!
Lion! Here's evil! Lightning Orb! Freeze Laser!
Take it! Rising Wyvern! I have no limits! Strike!
Dance for me.
Here I come! Strike!
Glacial Spear!
You're mine!
Hurricane Blade!
Here I come!
This one's mine!
Tear! Hurricane Thrust! Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Switch Not on my watch!
You're brimming with hatred.
Here I come! It's over!
Field!
Hurricane Thrust!
Radiant here!
Hurricane Thrust! It's on! Rising Wyvern! No escape!
I'm all stopped up. Hit! Lightning can
It's over! Ignite!
Hurricane stay away!
Here I come!
Look sharp!
You're on! Here I come!
I can carve through armor.
Hurricane
In a bind?
You're on!
Where are you going? This one's here! Here goes! Raging Cascade! Waterfall! Sleep now! Enough of that! Not in your dream! Glacial Spear! Take that! Astral Energy!
Say no more!
Lightning Condensed!
Rising Wyvern! They're attacking separately!
I can't land a hit on her.
Keep an eye on her, and take out the monster first.
She's no stranger to astral arts.
I can take care of that.
Yeah, take it away!
Lightning Condensed! Thunder Blade!
Thank you.
If it's in the sky, you're mine!
Glacial Spear!
Wits about you people!
Light astral energy!
Tiger blade!
Here goes!
The winds of judgment blow your way! Fall before impending calamity! Chaotic disaster!
So that's the trick up her sleeve.
Your astral arts aren't so special. And now, they're mine!
For that, I owe you one.
Here's the healing art!
Thanks.
Here's the purge malevolence! Arctic waterfall! In here!
Ignite!
Catapult shield! This one's mine! Orbital stockpile! Light astral energy! Here's the healing art!
No! Can't end here!
Far enough! Sleep. I'll be saving this one!
Try harder! Not a chance! Rising Wyvern! Try harder!
In here! I'll be saving this one!
Thank you.
You made me angry. That was a bad idea.
Stay away from my friends! Try harder! This one's all mine!
Train harder.
Thanks! You're mine!
Look sharp now.
Eat this! Here I go! Dragon form!
You will suffer.
Glacial spear! Here's the evil! This one's mine!
Sweet now.
Where are you going? Wind astral energy!
Infernal turret! You're mine!
Healing for ready!
Her master core!
Not while I'm around, she isn't! Confiscated! Mega Ray! Back into the fray! Raging Star!
Ridwell!
I'll never forgive you!
What?
I'll take you down! I'll end you! Here's a healing Frozen!
Hammer!
You murdered my mother and father. But I'm not like you.
Rinwell.
Even now, I hate you. But here I am, unable to let go. Honestly, even if I took my hatred out on you here and now, it wouldn't make me feel any better in the long run. I realize that now. So, I won't kill you. I'll take you in, and make damn sure justice is served the right way.
You would dare mock me with your foolish, useless pity? A Danon, nothing more than a mere slave. I won't allow you to...
It's not about what you think. Or being Danon or Renan. Because you'll atone for the crimes you committed. And that's all.
It's that swordsman again.
Oh, Lord Volron, what brings you here? No, forgive me. I've forgotten myself. Please allow me to make it up to you, my lord.
Silence now, wretched snake. Does it hurt? It should. That pain is proof you're still alive. Enjoy it.
Volron. Years ago, the Lord of Ganath Haros met a sudden death. His successor was a man by that very name, Volron.
And like a restless lover, I've come back for more.
Stop right there!
Think you can cut me down? What? come and find me. If you truly are the Sovereign. After all this time, I'll be free from this hell. I can finally go home. I doubt I'll ever see this place again. Might as well walk the block once more for old time's sake. As usual, nobody wants to explain anything to me. They just threaten and harass me instead. What does everyone think I am? Some sort of talking pet? They're the ones that dragged me all the way up here in the first place. Bastards. I shouldn't have bothered coming out. Might as well head back to my room. just wanted to go back. To Dana. To my home.
Elfin.
Leori.
Elfin. Live for me.
No. Leori. No!
Wait, please. Wait, I... What was that? That... How long ago was that? That's right. Shion. Oh, right. That's what pain felt like. So much for it all being a bad dream. Where am I? Where is everyone? I need to find them. Better start looking. Leori. Shion. Damn it.
Take this! Take this! Rising Wyvern! Mirage! It's over! Take this! Swallow Blade! This one's all mine! You picked the wrong fight! Take this! No escape! Mirage! Swallow Blade! Swarm! You're mine! Rising Wyvern! Lunar Rondo! There! Dragon Swarm! Demon Fang! Swallow Blade! Demon Fang! Here I come! Crush! Strike! It's on! You picked the wrong fight! You're mine! Mirage! Here I come! It's over! Lunar Rondo! Take this! Rising Wyvern! Not a chance! Here I come! This should do it! Severing Wind! Mirage! Dragon Swarm! Here I come! Lunar Rondo! Rising Wyvern! Mirage! It's on! Demon Fang! Eat dirt! Try harder! Take this! You're finished! Lunar Rondo! Tear! Hurricane Thrust! Tear! Hurricane Thrust! Here I come! You're finished! Mirage! Take this! It's over! You're mine! Rising Wyvern! Lunar Rondo! Ah!
Alvin?
Finwell!
What happened just now? Normally you'd be able to take that thing with your eyes closed.
Thank goodness you're alive. Are you all right?
Yeah.
I'm just glad we found you in one piece. You were the only one still missing. There's a village back the way we came from, Dohalim. Kisara and La are already there.
Finwell, where are we?
Ganath Haros, Volron's realm. Remember?
Ushered by the waves straight to the enemy stronghold. A rare stroke of luck, it would seem.
Luck?
If Volron's here, that means Shion's close too, right?
Shion? Oh. Right. Of course.
Are you sure you're feeling okay? You seem a little off.
He's probably just exhausted. Let's save the catching up for when we're back at the village.
You sense one of your pals, Hoodle?
time.
You're mine!
Not in your dreams!
Rising Wyvern!
I'll face
Light
you.
Master, lightning condemned!
Now!
Thunderblade! Is it hot?
Rising
Back
Wyvern!
it out again!
Regeneration.
Lunar Rondo!
No further.
You're finished!
Allow me to help.
Rising Wyvern!
Chinese
I'm not done!
supernova!
Elusive
Purge
deity.
delivered!
All
Dance
mine!
waterfall!
Rising Wyvern!
Freeze Lancer!
Eat dirt!
Dance in the
Here I
wind!
come! Hurrah! Swallow Blade!
I'm ready.
Dohalim! In an instant! Impact Block! Now! Here I come!
Resonate with the earth.
Here I come!
Waterfall!
Rising Water!
Field!
Demon Fang!
I'll be saving this
You're
earth!
mine! Dragon Form!
Thunderblade! Too much to handle?
Shine. Radiant
Now.
light.
Dohalim! In an instant! Impact Block! This should make for some good weapon crafting material.
Speaking of Dohalim, it's populated by Danans, but they're not under the rule of any lord. Pretty refreshing, huh? The whole town was built by Danan defectors, escapees from elsewhere. This area's teeming with stray Zeugles, though, so heaven only knows how they managed to set up a community here. The ordeal seems to have left them understandably on edge. Kisara and La are back there right now, trying to convince them of our good intentions. Say, Alphen, it looks like you got your face back then.
Yeah. And your sense of pain, too, it would seem. Any connection?
Really? Oh, but that means...
Probably.
I wonder if Alphen's going to be okay.
For now, I believe we should hold off on speculation and simply keep an eye on him.
Right. Do you sense one of your friends, Hootle? I think Hootle senses an owl around here. You're saying we should check the owl forest? Do you sense one of your friends, Hootle?
Alphen!
Boy, am I glad to see you safe.
Well, did you manage to convince them we're not in league with any lord?
Yeah, eventually.
When the ship sank, I thought we were done for. Guess the world just couldn't keep us apart.
Yeah, and now we can finally go rescue Shion.
There's something I need to tell you guys first. I got my memory back.
So, what did you remember? Are you able to tell us now?
Give the man some space, Law.
I remember being up on Lenegus.
Go on.
I was abducted from Dana. I was told if I ever wanted to return home, I'd have to cooperate. So that's what I did. Next thing I knew, they had made me into the Sovereign.
You mean to say you won the crown contest? As a Danon?
No. They kept me locked in a strange facility. They experimented on me, like I was nothing more than an animal. There were others, but only I survived. Of course, I wasn't really a king. The reality was that they treated me worse even than the lowest slave. The only reason I survived was because my body was able to withstand the Sovereign's power that they placed inside me.
The crest that appeared behind you on Almeidrea's ship must have undoubtedly been that of the Sovereign. It all makes sense now. Your affinity with the Blazing Sword, and the strange powers you possess, they were all because you were the Sovereign.
Okay, but why would the Renans go out of their way to give you all that power? Just what exactly does being the Sovereign entail?
They said it was for something called the Spirit Channeling Ceremony. They taught me how to harness my power for when the big day came. As for what the ceremony was actually for, unfortunately, I never found out.
So if what you're saying about being on Lenegus is true, then maybe you really did meet Shion. After all, you said you recognized her from somewhere, right?
But Shion said she'd never seen him before. How do you explain that?
I was wrong. It wasn't Shion I knew from Lenegus. It was Naori. She was a Renan maiden they paired me with during the spirit channeling ceremony. She's the woman I kept seeing in my dreams.
A maiden? What?
Wait, so this Naori figure just happens to be the double of Shion? Bit coincidental, isn't it?
Naori's family name was Imeris.
Imeris? As in Shion Imeris?
So they're distant relatives or something? Wait, or are they sisters?
Your guess is as good as mine. All I know is it was Naori. She's the one who put the mask on me.
The mask? But why?
To keep my soul from devouring itself over the guilt. After what I did on Lenegis. Over the lives I took.
Lives? You mean you staged a rebellion?
Perhaps it was a part of this spirit channeling ceremony?
I don't know. Whatever it was that the spirit channeling ceremony was supposed to achieve, it didn't turn out as planned. I lost consciousness halfway through. By the time I came to, Lenegis was a sea of flames. I opened my eyes to see Naori there, weeping. I shudder to think of how many deaths I caused that day. Certainly more than any of these lords can claim, I'm sure.
You really expect us to believe this? First the Sovereign, then Lenegis? You couldn't possibly have done all that.
I wonder. In ancient scripture, there is tell of a terrible calamity that befell Lenegis, nearly destroying it. The restoration took years, and required the work of countless laborers.
By ancient, you mean...
It predates the crown contest, to a time before even the first Renan invasion of Dana. More than 300 years ago.
300? But that'd make Alphen...
That's right. I'm pretty much an antique of a human being. Deep down, maybe I already knew.
Alphen...
Some hero, huh? Cooperating with the same villains who snatched me from my home, committing mass slaughter, only for it to slip my mind. Then, when I finally remember, turns out I'm so old I've got scripture written about me. So much for standing up to injustice. I've probably got more blood on my hands than all the lords combined!
Alphen, stop! Honestly, I'm not going to pretend to understand what all this means. But what I do know is that right now, you're just reacting to the shock. Listen, what you really need is time. Time to process things and get your head straight. Truth be told, I think that probably goes for all of us.
What about Shion? We can't just...
I'm worried about Shion too, Law. But it's clear that Alphen's in no fit state to fight. This is Volron, remember? Even at full capacity, it's practically a suicide mission. We stay put in the village till we're ready. Okay, everyone? Take some time to think things through, okay? But remember, we're all here for you if you need us. No matter how dark things might seem, you're not alone, Alphen.
Thank you.
It's fine. All right, everyone. Let's break for now.
Do I even have the right to fight? Do I have the right to go to Shion's rescue? What do the others think?
You're certainly full of surprises, aren't you?
Trust me, it's not intentional.
Sorry, that was insensitive of me. Though, there's still an awful lot I wish I could understand. Every new piece of information seems only to yield further mysteries. The truth feels just as elusive as when we first started. I am well aware of where you got your powers. But why, as a Danon, do you bear the same crest as the current Renan sovereign? More to the point, why choose a Danon for their sovereign in the first place? And then there is the Maiden, a figure so powerful, she's playing yin to the sovereign's yang in esoteric ceremonies. And yet, I'd never even heard of her. Then again, this all occurred 300 years ago. What if the term sovereign doesn't even hold the same meaning as it did back then? Listen, I may be a traitor among my people, but I am still Renan, born and raised. I learned the same history, listened rapt to the same tales. And yet now I feel like there was little truth to any of it.
Speaking of which, there's something else that I remember from the spirit channeling ceremony. It used the Renis Alma.
You're certain?
Yes. Or at least that's what they called it. Only you would know if it was one and the same.
Oh, I have never laid eyes on the real artifact myself. And you never participated in a crown contest. You're not even Renan. Many mysteries lay buried in these 3 centuries past.
3 centuries is more than several lifetimes. Was I really out that long?
Well, I'm only estimating based on historical record. But all the facts would seem to point that way.
Who the hell am I?
If I may be frank, we have even bigger fish to fry than that. By comparison, the far more important question at hand is, just what does it all mean?
Frank, huh?
Sometimes, we need a little help in addressing the truth behind our pain. Not to compete over lives lost, but I suspect your count is still somewhat beneath mine.
Thanks for lending me an ear. And sorry for being a bother.
Please, no thanks are necessary. The quicker you get back on your feet, the sooner we can all get back out there.
What do you see out there?
Zeugles. Strays by the looks of it. We unwittingly disturbed their territory on our way here, and now they're looking pretty riled up. So, feel like you're making headway? You know, sorting through things?
All I know is Shion needs our help. As for what happens after that...
Say, how did you get back down here from Lenegis, anyway?
I came down in a Renan starship. I have Naori to thank for that.
What happened to her? Did she come with you?
She stayed behind. Just as I wanted to get back to Dana and my people, Naori's place was with her fellow Renans, performing her duties as the Maiden. Neither of us asked for the power or roles we were given. I suppose we felt a kinship with each other in that sense. But even then...
Wait, so you mean it wasn't just Danans like you that Lenegis abducted? You're saying they forced Naori, one of their own, to serve against her will as well?
Even within Renan society itself, there exists a hierarchy. I don't think she was ever given the option to refuse. Despite that, she did everything she possibly could to serve her people. The very same ones I ended up slaughtering. And even after that, she still helped me escape back to Dana. She stayed behind on Lenegis to help any of her people who survived. I owe her more than words can express. A debt left to fester for what? 300 years? How do I even begin to make up for something like that?
In all honesty, you don't. You can't atone for what's happened in the past. I don't think anyone can. Be it several centuries ago, or just yesterday.
What are you saying? That I might as well give up?
I'm saying you don't have to be a white knight in shining armor. Back after my brother had passed away, it was you who told me that his dream lived on inside me. And you did the same for him, for Dohalim, when he was ready to give up too. You were there for both of us. You know what I heard? I heard you telling me to keep fighting. To strive no matter what.
And I was out of line. I had no right to ask that of you.
No, you're wrong. Those words were exactly what I needed to hear at the time. In fact, I would go as far as to say that I wouldn't even be here had I not heard them. Left to my own devices, who knows when I would have been able to pick myself up. Besides, it's not like killing all those people was a choice that you made of your own free will, right? The truly terrible ones are the people who abducted you. The ones who forced you to wield that power. They're the ones you should be blaming. Not only that, but that guilt you feel inside, that's all the proof you need to know you're a good person, Alphen. Do you understand? If I'm still allowed to fight and keep on living, then damn it, Alphen, so the hell are you. But, if you're still not convinced, then ask yourself this. What is it that you've really been fighting for this whole time? Go on, ask yourself.
What I've been fighting for, huh?
All this time, I thought it was the worrying about Xion and the pain bringing you down. I didn't realize you were lonely too.
I guess all of us are. In one way or another.
Yeah, but you've only just found out. I mean, no, not found out. Remembered.
To tell you the truth, I was actually beginning to forget I'd even lost my memory in the first place. Now that it's returned, well, you can see what I'm like. It's strange. When I think about Lenegis, it still feels like it was only a year or two ago that I was there. But then I realized what feels like years was actually centuries ago.
What about your hometown? Do you know if it's still there?
I doubt it. When the Renans invaded, the world as I knew it changed overnight. Even if the place is still there physically, I expect the people will be long gone. Certainly everyone I knew, at least. My family, my friends.
Yeah, I know how that feels. I have no home to return to either. No family waiting for me. I used to curse my bad luck that I'd ever been born a mage in the first place. Otherwise, if I hadn't, maybe my mother and father would still be alive today. Although if that had been the case, I guess I'd probably still be just another slave with no means to resist. I'd never have met up with you guys, that's for sure.
Have you learned to embrace your powers yet?
Nuh-uh. I resent them a little less than before, though. They've kept me alive this long, right? I try not to think about it too much. After all, who can predict what the future will hold? I guess what I'm trying to say is that with everything that's happened in your past, finding out you're the Sovereign and all, it's no wonder you're conflicted. Heck, honestly, I think anyone would be.
Rinwell.
First it was Xion, then it was me, and now it's you. All of us suffering, just because of some power we never even asked for.
Yeah. All this time you were suffering right in front of me, and I never even knew. I feel like I finally understand what you and Xion were going through.
You couldn't have known. Still, if you want to make it up to her, shouldn't we hurry it up and rescue her already? Poor Xion must be lonely, all by herself wherever she is.
Yeah, you're right. Let's get going.
Alphen, are we gonna go rescue Xion or what? What's gotten into you, man? Aren't you worried about her?
Do I even have any right to be?
If you were in my place, you'd say, to hell with all that. What do you want to do?
Sounds like me. Pretending I have all the answers is kind of my forte.
Come on, man. Snap out of it. This isn't like you. Look, I get it. You finally remember your past, only to feel like you've lost yourself again. You're in shock, and who wouldn't be? Worse still, you blame yourself for what happened. And yeah, I don't agree, but that doesn't mean I don't understand either. But here's the thing. None of that's got anything to do with Shion.
I guess.
It's about Naori, isn't it? Look, you're still here, aren't you? Who's to say this chick isn't alive and kicking out there somewhere, too? Fine, I've said my piece. The thing is, though, where does this leave Shion?
My power consumed me once already. I left behind a path of fire and destruction. And the same thing could happen again. I can't guarantee anyone's safety, including Shion's.
So you think we might get burned up because of your sovereign powers? I can think of worse ways to go. Come on, fight this thing! What happened to the guy who talked to me after my dad died? The one who cared enough to reach out and save me? That's the guy I was proud to follow. Not this faltering imposter who's taken his place.
Law.
No, I'm serious. What's gotten into you, man? Just give me the word and I'll beat some sense into you if that's what it takes. Now, I'm gonna ask you this once and only once. Are you serious about rescuing Shion or not? What's it gonna be, Alphen?
What do you think? Of course I want to rescue her. Hell, I'd do it right now if I could.
So then quit griping and do it already!
Listen, you're probably right about all this.
Alphen.
It's exactly like you said. Whatever happened in my past has nothing to do with Shion. But there's still so much that There I go again. So much for the inspiring Alphen of old.
He could be a pain sometimes. Besides, even a hero has to let the cracks show once in a while, right?
Yeah, I guess you're right. Just give me a little more time to fill in the cracks. And thanks, Law.
Hey, don't even mention it. You've totally got this, Alphen. I believe in you.
Back to the inn, I guess.
There you are!
What is it?
Zeugles, that's what! They're almost at the village gates!
Any closer and they'll be house hunting. I knew we shouldn't have cut through their territory.
That sounds bad.
Can you fight? No shame in bowing out if you're not up for it.
Kisara's right. You don't want to go overdoing it.
I'm up for it.
Really?
You ready?
As ready as I'll ever be. It's now or never, right?
Alphen, right! Great to have you back! Now let's do this!
Look sharp, people. If we don't act fast, they're going to get into the village.
Right. We need to hurry.
Remember, if the paint's too much...
We've all got our own pain to deal with. I'm done letting others pick up my slack.
Here they come! We can't let you... And a single one through!
There's a firm no-Zeugle policy.
Fine by me. Let's get to work then.
Luna Rondo!
That frickin' does it!
Are those armor even natural?
Piercing roar!
Pick
get it! Eat the
You're throbbing in pain.
Hurricane foot!
Tear you apart! Take this! Looks like I'm just getting started!
Mirage!
Astral Point.
That's my cue!
Rising Wyvern! Shut him down! You're finished! Rising Wyvern! No escape!
Armor won't save you!
Not in your dreams!
Make it rain! Dohalim! Take! Blow them away!
Now!
Power sword!
Dragon form!
Hurricane foot!
Take this! This one's all mine!
Hurricane foot!
Mirage! We did it! Not a chance! Dragon form!
Hurricane foot!
Look sharp!
Eternal devastation! Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade!
None!
Now or never.
Hurricane foot!
You're finished!
I can handle it!
Rising Wyvern! No escape! Eat dirt!
On guard!
You're mine!
Throw!
You're mine! Rising Wyvern! It's over! Look sharp!
Lightning Tiger Blade!
Alphen, you okay?
I'm fine. This pain thing really hurts, huh?
But hey, at least you're still alive.
It wouldn't be called pain if it was pleasant. It can be pretty useful, though. It's good motivation to improve and get stronger.
Guess I've got a lot of room to improve in that regard.
Anyway, I'm glad we could protect the village, especially after everything they've done for us.
Yeah.
You know, Dohalim kind of reminds me of home. The people here have hidden themselves away out of the fear of being found, always watching their backs. Though in the end, home was destroyed anyway.
That won't happen here.
Oh? Is that a hint of fighting spirit I sense?
Yeah. I won't lie. Some of these memories will take a while to process. But I've learned something too. My rage, this fury I feel at our so-called rulers, it comes from having so much of myself stripped away from me back then. Friends, family, home. They took everything from me, and left me with nothing but guilt. I was completely alone. At least that's what I thought. But not anymore. Since I awakened, I've met people who I care about. Friends who hold me up. Friends who make me feel like I'm worth something. And I won't lose that. Not ever again. I'll protect those bones with everything I have. That's why I need to keep fighting.
But Xion comes first.
Of course. First we rescue Xion, then we defeat Volron and liberate Dana. Everyone, will you fight with me?
Say the word and I'm there.
Certainly no objections.
Then it's agreed. Our next stop will be the capital, Pelegion. According to the villagers, there's a huge cliff separating Dohalim from the capital. Luckily for us, there's a path we can use to climb up.
Sounds like a plan. Let's go.
We don't know what lies ahead. We should prepare well before we venture forth.
Yeah, Can't exactly fight at the top of your game when you're hungry.
Good point.